everybody. I am so sorry that I forgot to label where K was. So I labeled J and K on the same line. That is totally my bad. I'm sorry. So what I would do is if J's here, I would just move K over to this side. Call it a day. You know, hopefully most of you figured that out. All right, so when we're talking about concluding lines are perpendicular, I think you guys, you can come and borrow 2 highlighters from me and then bring them back so that others can borrow. But you want to highlight the lines that they're asking for. So they're asking for J and K. So I'm going to highlight J. And then I'm going to use my other highlighter to highlight K. And then where the lines are highlighted is where I want to create my 90-degree angles. Now, of course, when you first look at this intersection, so you know you're going to make your 90-degree angles at the intersection. Now, when you first look at this, it really does not look like 90-degree angles. Remember, everything in geometry is not based on what it looks like. It's based on the rule. Okay, so I know that this should be a 90-degree angle. This should be a 90-degree angle. This should be a 90-degree angle. And this should be a 90-degree angle in order for these lines to be perpendicular. So as we look at these questions, we want to see, okay, what's going to be true or what's going to wind up being in my box to make it true so that I can have a set of perpendicular lines. Okay? So remember, perpendicular intersects at a right angle. So the first one, if 14, which is here, was equal to 11, would these two be perpendicular? And the answer is no. 14 and 11 are part of this box and this box. It's like partial. So it's not enough information to tell me if these lines would be perpendicular. So I would say no. Now, if 9, which I have a whole box around, was equal to 12, which I have a whole box around, would these lines be perpendicular? And the answer is yes, because I have a box and I have a box, both 90 degrees, so that would be a yes. Now here, these two, this one was supposed to equal 180. My bad again. So sorry. So if 14 plus 13 plus 12 was equal to 180, would these lines be perpendicular? So let's see. 14 plus 13 looks like it could be 90. Plus 12, which looks like it could be 90. So 90 plus 90. If 90 plus 90 was 180, would these two lines be perpendicular? And it'd be yes, because this would be 90. This would be 90, so if I have any 90-degree angle, that gives me a yes. Remember, if it's in the box, we can say yes. And the last one, if the measure of 9, which looks like 90, was equal to 10 plus 11, which is also looking like 90, so 90 plus equals 90, okay. So because we have two 90-degree angles on this intersection, we can say yes, they are perpendicular. Okay, so here I would have 90 for these two, plus 90 equals 180, yes. And here I have 90 equals 90. And those are not enough info. So the whole goal of these questions is to identify at the intersection where I could have 90-degree angles. So if you draw the 90-degree angles ahead of time, then you can answer these questions. All right, next set of questions. First thing I want to do is I want to highlight all of my angles. So first set of angles that I highlighted are these two Y's here. Now on the test there may not be two Y's. There may be a Y and a number. So it may look like, let me show you the checkpoint y'all were supposed to get today. It may look like this, where you have a y with a number or an x with a number. And you'll have to use your rules to figure this out. And I'll do that after I'm done with this video. So right now, these two, they're on the same side. They're both on the left. So since they're on the same side and both on the left, they are same side exterior. Okay, they're on the same side. They're both on the left. They're on the outside of these two parallel lines. See, these are parallel. They have arrows. So that means same side exterior, SS, just like my last video, supplementary. So that means you gotta add these two together and set them equal to 180. So we're gonna have 3y plus 48 plus, not equals, but plus 5y minus 28 equals 180. Okay, then you're going to combine your like terms. So your like terms are your y's, and your like terms are your numbers. So we have 3y plus 5y equals 8y. 48 and negative 28 is 20, equals 180. And now you're going to do a two-step equation. Divide by 8, and you get y equals 20. Now on the other side, we have these two angles. These two angles are vertical. See the crisscross? See the bow tie? So vertical angles are congruent. So we're going to say that x plus 15 equals 5y minus 28. Now remember, we already solved for y. So we're going to plug in 20 for y. And that says 28 if you can't see that. So in your calculators, you can do 5 times 20, which is 100, minus 28, which is equal to 72. Okay, 5 times 20 is 100, minus 28 is 72. And now you just do your one-step equation, and you get 57. So make sure tomorrow you know your rules. If they're same side anything, supplementary. If they're congruent, make them equal to each other. All right. All right, last one. I know you guys love these types of questions. So the first one says if 2 is equal to 4, I'm not even going to highlight those. What can we say about the lines? Well, 2 and 4 are vertical. Vertical can tell us nothing about these lines, okay? The only things that can tell us about the lines are corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side interior, and same side exterior. Those are the only ways to prove you have parallel lines. So, what can we say about lines R and S? We can say that R is not parallel to S because we do not have enough information. That's code word for doesn't follow one of the rules. Okay. All right. Next one is 1 and 3. So if you look at 1 and 3, those appear to be same side exterior. So 1 plus 3 should be equal to 180 because that's the rule of same side exterior. So we would say R is parallel to S. That's the symbol for parallel because angle 1 and angle 3 are same side exterior angles and are supplementary. Remember, supplementary is not a reason for parallel. The reason for parallel is same side exterior. And showing that they're supplementary allows them to be same side exterior. Okay, so that would be your answer for number 8. All right, number 9 says if angle 7 is equal to 110, and here's the biggie, and I talked about this in my last video. If R is parallel to S, you see that? That's the biggie. If that's part of your problem, you can get an answer for number 5. If that's not part of your problem, you have to say, not enough information. So because that's there, you can say, looking at number 5, that's alternate interior. So alternate interiors are equal. So you could say the measure of angle 5 equals 110 because, and here's the biggie, R is parallel to S, that's the biggie, and 5, angle 5 and angle 7 are alternate interior. Sorry for my bad handwriting. I'm trying to hold the phone and record. Angles and congruent. Okay, so the measure of angle 5 is equal to 110 as well because R, that's an R, is parallel to S because they told us, and angle 5 and 7 are alternate interior angles and congruent. Okay, you want to be as specific as possible in your explanation. All right, the last one. Is it possible for 5, 2, and 8 to be congruent? So we have these 3. The only way that those 3 can be congruent is if we have right angles. So if all of these angles are right. So they said, is it possible? Please explain. You would say yes, only if R is perpendicular to G. So R perpendicular to G, that's the symbol for perpendicular. S is perpendicular to G. See that right angle? Makes S perpendicular. And R is parallel to S. How do I know they're parallel? Because corresponding angles. If both of these, 2 and 8, are right angles, that means that R and S are parallel. You can even write that if you want. Because angle 2 is corresponding to angle 8. And they both equal 90 degrees. All right, so I hope that helped. This video is 14 minutes. But if you do this homework and copy my homework answers, please click done on the Google Classroom link. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.